This documentary contains the violence, death, and gang activity. In the last two videos, we covered the war between LCF and TLC, but today we're going to take a deep dive into something completely more vicious, something that has more murders and casualties than Vietnam War. But before we get into that video, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay updated on all updates. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. And folks, today we're going to be covering the truth about 363, and we'll also be covering the truth about FOE. For you guys that don't know, these young gentlemen have built an alliance stronger than the Avengers. They say these young men are shooting from the arc better than Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson in 2019. So I think a good place we need to start is at the gang's leader, 363 BD Mobbin. He's currently serving a life sentence for killing a young man on the east side. In November 2022, it was alleged that BD Mobbin spotted an enemy at a near gas station. Police report states that BD Mobbin jumped out of an automobile and chased the young man into the gas station, where he would murder him in cold blood, striking him more than 6 times in the leg, arm, and torso. When the first responders arrived to this scene, they pronounced him dead upon arrival. Now let's turn our focus to his blood brother, who goes by the name 363 Big FN, who's also serving 28 years for the murder of a young man on the east side. He would take on the social media and share his paperwork, letting everybody know around him that he will never snitch. Police report states that 363 FN and 3 others were all armed in a 2005 Impala while hunting down an enemy, finishing the job. While FN was taken into custody, the last thing that he thought was his brother, his slime, his gang member, would ever go and hit the stand on him. While most of the rappers of 363 are incarcerated, they still do have a star player out here. While dropping hits back to back and even surviving a failed assassination attempt on his life that was sent by the infamous gang leader of LCF, Danu. He goes by the name Deco, and this man is one of the biggest threats to the ops. They compare his sliding to D-Rose when he broke his all-time scoring lead. In November 2023, it was rumored that Deco took out half of the ops in 6 months. But he couldn't do all that sliding alone, so he had 363 Fats from FOE alongside him, hunting down and killing most of the ops. And the goonery doesn't stop there. August 18th of 2023, FOE Fats would be caught in possession of 3 firearms. 3 months later, he would get an indictment from the feds in the mail for distribution. But let's take a look at Big FN, also known as the Gunslinger, going on drills alongside with his brother, meaning blood can't make us any closer. In 2019, the police pulled up to a residential area, only to find a 19-year-old man bleeding out on the scene, who died 7 days later in the hospital. 3 months later, Big FN will go on his Instagram story, tagging BD Mobbin, saying this isn't anything, this is just another mission complete. And rumor has it, BD Mobbin is still calling hits from his cell. In January 2021, it's rumored that BD Mobbin and Big FN have something to do with 3 males being hogtied and slaughtered in the woods. That's not all, folks. They're just not beefing with one set. They're EBK, beefing with multiple sets around the city. Getting notarized 4 years ago for robbing people and stealing their cars, these young men are the biggest threats to the community in Akron, Ohio. Some residents in Summit County wouldn't even consider them a gang. They're something more like the mafia. Police records say that they're responsible for at least 46 homicides around Akron, Ohio, making them the most dangerous gang in Northeast Ohio. Now I sit here and wonder to myself, who's going to be the one to stop these flesh-eating vultures? Their numbers are increasing rapidly, spreading like wildfire. For every moment these guys are out in the streets, the civilians in Summit County are not safe. If you go to their neighborhood, you're going to be vulnerable like a shedding snake. If you come to Summit County to visit, please, by all means, stay away from the west side of Akron. This is The War in Akron, Part 3. Like and subscribe for Part 4.